Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the four cosmic stages or age of human development according to our ancestral perceptions as Igbo. To us, we have four distinct stages or age of human development, and this age is known as Oga. Each of this time period produced a certain kind of individual or ancestors with certain personalities and characteristics which was necessary for their own survival. This cosmic age is divided into four. Now the first one is Ogaka. Ogaka is known as the age of oneness with the divine. Individuals at this age did not experience death, and neither were they concerned with our three-dimensional perception of reality or worldly or material attachments. We call ancestors at this age in Limbo the first ancestors. They are known to be incorruptible and spoke the language of Afa. This language is a long and forgotten language that is preserved by the Dibia through their connection to Awu, the divine mind, divine universal mind. Now, at this age, ndị Igbo were known to relate with the Creator without rituals and sacrifices. And again, they also lacked the ability to die. Second age of human development according to ndị Igbo is the age of self-awareness, which is Ogachi. This age marks the beginning of self-awareness and the beginning of culture. At this point, ancestors at this point began to institute cultures that guarded and guided their identity. Now, ancestors at this age began to see themselves as something or beings that are separate from nature, because in Ogaka, ancestors as at that point saw themselves as together, as one with nature, as one with God, as one with spirits. But at this second age, they began to see themselves as separate entities from divinity, from cosmic beings, and from nature. They came to the realization that trees, animals were different from them, and this difference also occurs within themselves. I guess this is where classism came into play, community affiliations came into play. Now, in this era, each person was given their own chi and separate destinies as they progressed, and this is where the first tragedy also occurred because people slept and couldn't wake up. This is where they began to basically experience death as they see themselves as separate from nature. Now, at this point, their connection with Chukwu began to fade. The ancestors that existed at this stage are known as Ndi Egede, the second generation. Now, those that existed after or those that existed after the arrival of death. Now, Ekili or Ikwu Ekili was developed as at this point as a substitute for the lost connection we had with Chukwu. Ikwu Ekili is a form of astral travel. So the basic of this travel was to move out or have a subconscious experience, out of body experience, in order to gain some sort of a cosmic knowledge. Now, one of the pinnacles of this era was the construction and configuration of Aroshi or Alison. And these are location devices or objects that were used to connect to the divine beings and Abara or forces that are beyond humanity. They basically configured Aroshi as a cosmic channel that they use in learning on how to survive on their own and live in alignment with divine beings and in essence each other. Hence, they were instituted to perform certain functions for the betterment of their community. They also began to offer sacrifices and they used this medium as a way to send message to the realm of Chukwu, the realm which they basically came from. Now, therefore, we now basically perceive blood as a conduit for universal communication or cosmic communication, and also a way to reward good forces through which good things come from. Now, through experiments, and they also realized a new way of life, and it also led to the institution of Iwala or Iwane. All those things basically came with this age. Now, the third age The third age is known as Ogaon. This age is known as the age of the rising sun or the age of enlightenment. It is also known as the age of mastery of self. Now, these things were done through the application of universal laws, which was basically used for the enhancement of human race. And in this age, individuals became adepts, they became experts in their various fields because they were now basically working with facts and were now basically researching more and basically experimenting and bringing new things to light. Now, Ogawa was characterized as light symbolically. This age also represents the age of the rise of the sun, with everything that comes with it. Now, Chuku began to speak through individuals. This is where the Dibia and the diviners, all of them basically came about, and Chuku began to interact with us through these separate mediums. Now, this age is also characterized by self-interest and war, and society became primarily male-dominated. So seeing what the future hold, basically, the enlightened ones chose to die with the knowledge they have because they foresaw an age of wickedness, deceit, and an age where human beings were no longer one with nature, hence the age of exploitation. Age that we have here is the age of Azi, Ogazi. This age is characterized or known as the age of wickedness or the age of backwardness. Humans at this age have sadly lost all connection that they have with nature, natural law, and natural order, and as consequence have lost a great deal of wisdom, thereby inadvertently using their ability and what has been preserved for the destruction of ourselves, Allah, our environment, and Igwe, the sky, and as well one another. Now, in this age, people no longer have the ability to see more. We can now only see or to see the soul of one another. We can only just see the physical body, the physical self. We can no longer look deep and understand, the emotional constraints that basically guides us as individuals. So we can no longer see our soul, our inner self. We can only see the physical body and the physical self. And the reason why this is important is that we are made up of more than matter, person and essence, or spirit and self. In Ogazi, now we also have to know that no longer see more. We can now only see the human self, the physical being, and no longer seeing the spiritual self or the spiritual essence of other individuals around us. In Ogazi, the average person no longer has the ability to see more, which is the elemental self necessary to the understanding of the entire self or the whole of a person. And this began the fixation of the physical body. Now, therefore, as Ogazi emerges, we sadly lose connection and the ability to communicate with other elemental forces that live or exist within the universe. And other than ourselves and everywhere, our ancestors within this age are now known as Onwaze, the children of Azi, the children of backwardness, the children of wickedness, no, children of Azi. As they appear, the natural balance began to reduce. Now, as the children of Azim, individuals who forsakes knowledge, enlightenment, kindness, and spirituality, and embraces, to be self-absorbed and selfishness and greed. Now, the same as these children of Azim begins to appear, now we now see a decline in the natural balance that exists within nature. So that one also reduces. So technically this is the four cosmic stage of human development according to Igbo, how our ancestors saw the evolution of the human self. It went from this from Ogachi, Ogaka, Oganwu, and Ogazi. Now, if you now look at it, the one that is basically more popular, we will now look at the industrial age, the Renaissance age, and all the Stone Age and all those things. But in our own situations or scenarios as an Igbo, this is our own interpretation of the various stages and ages of human development. So if you like this kinds of content, don't forget to share and subscribe and also comment. And if you want us to work on a certain video for you, also leave us a comment and I'm going to attend to you. Now until next time, Yagazia.